In the past video, we have completed disaccharide in detail. In today's video, we will take up oligosaccharide under some following point. Like, what is meant by oligosaccharide means its definition, then after its structure, types, after that function. So that first of all, from our first point, what is meant by oligosaccharide or how can we define oligosaccharide? So that oligosaccharide means the carbohydrate which is made up of by 3 to 10 monosaccharide unit, or the carbohydrate that contain 3 to 10 monosaccharide unit is called as oligosaccharide. Means it include following types. So that what are the types of oligosaccharide? It include following types. When 3 monosaccharide unit come closer to each other and condense, then it produce trisaccharide. That is trisaccharide. Then after tetrasaccharide. Okay, tetrasaccharide, then pentasaccharide, hexasaccharide, heptasaccharide, octasaccharide, nanosaccharide, and last one is that decasaccharide. In this way, take one example for understanding. Like in trisaccharide, when 3 monosaccharide units condense, then those compound carbohydrate are produced, that is called as trisaccharide. For 4 monosaccharide unit, tetrasaccharides are produced. For 5, penta. For 6, hexa. For 7, hepta. For 8, octa. 9, nano, and then last one 10, that is deca. Before continuing the further information, I want to tell you one important thing, so that please hear properly and understand the concept. Majority of students ask me one question: Sir, is disaccharide is the part of oligosaccharide? Answer to this question: yes. Because in state board biology syllabus or NCERT syllabus, in the content of that syllabus in biomolecule, it is written as disaccharide is a part of oligosaccharide. Means oligosaccharide means the carbohydrate that is made up of by 2 to 10 monosaccharide. I am telling you important thing, my dear friend. Yes, it is right. But on the basis of latest classification, understand, this disaccharide is separated from oligosaccharide. Why? There is only one reason. Because actually disaccharide present freely in the living body. And you know, there are some example of disaccharide, you all are familiar for this. Lactose, maltose and sucrose. All are functional in the living body and freely present. But from trisaccharide up to decasaccharide, which is I said to be oligosaccharide or latest classification said to be oligosaccharide, and from tri to decasaccharide, these all oligosaccharides cannot freely present in the living body. Or out of the major proportion of oligosaccharide, very few trace amount of oligosaccharide freely present in the body, and but they are non-functional. Okay, and majority of oligosaccharide are present in the body in combined form, and they are the functional. So this is the reason, that's why disaccharide actually separate from the oligosaccharide. Understand? I again repeat. Disaccharide are freely present and functional in the living body, and oligosaccharide are not freely present in the living body, and it is present in the living body in combined form. On the basis of these disaccharide is separated from oligosaccharide, and that's why oligosaccharide consists of 3 to 10 monosaccharide unit. Means it include minimum 3 monosaccharide, which is called as trisaccharide, and maximum 10 monosaccharide, which is called as decasaccharide. Understand? That's all. After that, what is the nature? What is the nature of, this is the type, what is the nature of oligosaccharide? Understand, huh? As I say, oligosaccharides are present in two form in the living system. Okay, and they are first one free form, freely present, and second combined form. So understand. Freely present means what? They cannot make association with other compound. Means they are freely present in the living system. What are the examples? Examples are, first one, verbascose. Second, stachyose, and last one is that raffinose. Understand? Actually, verbascose, stachyose, and raffinose are only the 3 free form present in the living system. This raffinose is called as trisaccharide, which is made up of by 3 monosaccharide unit. Stachyose made up of by 4 monosaccharide unit, that is called tetrasaccharide, and last one, verbascose, is called as pentasaccharide. And we will not discuss in detail about this structure. Only what I want to say here, these raffinose, stachyose, and verbascose are the free form of oligosaccharide present in the living body, and as I told you, they are not functional in the body. Means in the regular diet, when we take diet, when we ingest food or nutrient, these free oligosaccharide may enter in the digestive system, and the interesting fact is that no single enzyme is present in the juices of our electric canal, so that these verbascose, stachyose, and raffinose actually enter into the colon, and then some bacteria are present. They undergo fermentation to produce methane, carbohydrate, like some gases. That's all. In this way, digestion takes place of this free oligosaccharide. It is non-functional in the living system. Okay, and only 3 free oligosaccharide actually observed in the living body. But majority of oligosaccharide, means if we take in percentage, the percentage is not accurate here. Only for understanding, I take example. If we take percentage, out of the 100%, okay, only 0.1% oligosaccharide are in free form, and 99.99% oligosaccharides are in combined form. So understand which is the major proportion. Now next, so which oligosaccharide is present in the combined form? Actually, when oligosaccharide present in the combined form, actually it is present with his 2 girlfriend, you can say. That is, first one lipid and second protein. It make a bond, it make association with 2 other non-carbohydrate compounds, and they are either lipid or protein. When they combine with lipid, then it produces glycolipid, combine with protein, then it produces glycoprotein. Understand? So that majority of oligosaccharide present in the living system in its two forms, either glycolipid or glycoprotein. But here again one interesting fact. What is that? Majority of combined oligosaccharide are present in the proteinaceous form, and that's why accordingly or NEET examination, whatever the question asked, means majority of question asked in this topic in the previous NEET examination, so that what is the nature of glycoprotein and what is its structure, we will discuss in detail. Understand? So that our next topic, that is structure of glycoprotein. Structure of glycoprotein. So that regarding structure of glycoprotein, actually what is meant by glycoprotein? Very simple. Glyco and protein, the two words are there. So that glyco means oligosaccharide, and protein means which is made up of by amino acid, no doubt. Understand? You know, important thing in oligosaccharide, no doubt it is the carbohydrate form, so that many hydroxyl groups are present. That is, many hydroxyl groups are present, right? And in protein, two groups are present. That is amino group, or you can say carboxyl group. Understand? You know very well. Okay. In the oligosaccharide, many hydroxyl group is present. In protein, amino group and carboxyl group is present. There is bond NH2 and bond COOH. So, when oligosaccharide combine with protein, which type of linkage it form? How the linkage formation takes place? What are its type? That's why I am telling you one important thing. Which group is present? Main group is present in the oligosaccharide, that is hydroxyl group, and in the protein amine and carboxyl group. In this way, when oligosaccharide make linkage with the protein, it produces two types of linkage, either O-glycosidic linkage, that is O-glycosidic linkage, or N-glycosidic linkage. Here oxygen involved in the formation of linkage, and here nitrogen involved in the formation of linkage. Both are glycosidic, but where the which make importance. So that O-glycosidic linkage is also called as oligosaccharide. O linkage or oligosaccharide O protein, such a glycoprotein is called as oligosaccharide O protein, and where the N-glycosidic linkage is formed, that is called as oligosaccharide N protein. Such a glycoprotein is called as oligosaccharide N protein. This is oligosaccharide O protein, and this is oligosaccharide N protein. Understand? Okay. So here in the next, how this oligosaccharide O protein is formed, means when the O-glycosidic linkage formation takes place and when the N-glycosidic linkage formation takes place, what is the condition? So that answer to this question, that is, how this oligosaccharide O protein, means how this O-glycosidic linkage is formed in such a glycoprotein. So take example. It is only the general terms I write here. I will not take any example of oligosaccharide means glycoprotein. Just for your understanding means how this O-glycosidic linkage formation takes place. This is my intention. Okay. So that suppose this is a oligosaccharide. This is a oligosaccharide. You know very well in oligosaccharide hydroxyl group is present. Understand? Then after in O-glycosidic linkage, take a example of one protein, that is serine, and they are threonine. This is the amino acid. Protein is made up of by amino acid, na? Understand? What I write here, understand? This is oligosaccharide and this is a protein. When these both molecules come together and condense, then it produce glycoprotein, na? And in between them, which linkage formation takes place? That is O-glycosidic linkage. But how this O-glycosidic linkage formation takes place? This is my intention to explain, so that this is one of the oligosaccharide. Take any example, and in oligosaccharide hydroxyl group is present. I told you, and this is one of the protein chain. Okay, so that this protein is made up of many amino acid. You can consider any amino acid is present here, but here I write serine and threonine, these two amino acids. Actually, in the protein chain, either serine or threonine is present. And here one important concept. That's why I write here. Okay. So that is serine and threonine. That is no doubt carboxyl group. Okay. That is this is the carboxyl group is present. Okay. So that at the time of glycoprotein formation, hydroxyl group from oligosaccharide and hydrogen from serine, means from its carboxyl group, remove to form water. That is called dehydration, and condense, ये तो चला गया, ठीक है, condense to form ये water, means water remove. And here in this way, I am not writing here the exact structure, but after dehydration, when condensation takes place, only oxygen play an important role for the formation of glycosidic linkage, so that it is called as O-glycosidic linkage. Okay, that's all. In this way, at the time of O-glycosidic linkage, hydroxyl group from oligosaccharide and hydrogen from carboxyl group of protein serine or threonine. In this process, water molecule removed, that is called dehydration, and the condensation takes place. And here, which bond formation takes? That is O-glycosidic linkage. In this way, oligosaccharide O-protein formation takes place like this. Then second, understand properly how this N-glycosidic linkage formation takes place. See, how this N-glycosidic linkage formation takes place in the glycoprotein. So, this is the next topic. Oligosaccharide in protein. Oligosaccharide in protein. So that in the oligosaccharide in protein. Take one example. Oligosaccharide. Any example? Again, I repeat, hydroxyl group is present. Take a protein chain. Okay. First of all, here write asparagine. this is amino acid, this is amino acid, this one is amino acid, this one is amino acid, this one amino acid. Okay, any type of amino acid you can consider here, and this is the aspargine. From aspargine, which group involved, that is NH2, amine group. Okay, so that here hydroxyl from oligosaccharide remove, hydrogen from amine group remove, from aspargine dehydration takes place, water remove, and in this way then here this nitrogen play an important role for the formation of glycosidic linkage between these glycoprotein. That's why it is called as glycosidic linkage. That's why it is called as glycosidic linkage. Now some important concept here. Means if amine group involved in the formation of glycoprotein, such a linkage is called as N-glycosidic linkage. If carboxyl group involved in the formation of glycoprotein, then such a linkage is called as O-glycosidic linkage. And in this way, glycoprotein is of two types, oligosaccharide O protein and oligosaccharide N protein. Means which group involved in the formation of bond on the basis of this. But now another one question. When O-glycosidic linkage formation takes place and when N-glycosidic linkage formation takes place? Understand? First of all, I tell you about N-glycosidic linkage. If the oligosaccharide is a pentasaccharide and if in protein chain aspargine amino acid is present, then such a type of glycoprotein always N-glycosidic linkage formation takes place. Okay, and regarding O-glycosidic linkage, when formation takes place, if oligosaccharide consists of other than pentosaccharide, means if it may be trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide, hepta, octa, whatever, but other than pentasaccharide, and in the protein chain aspargine must absent, and instead of this if serine and threonine is present, then in such a glycoprotein O-glycosidic linkage formation takes place. Understand? Okay, पर देखिए सिंपल एक चीज बता रहा हूं कि एन ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज कब तैयार हो रहा है और ओ कब तैयार हो रहा है. एन ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज अगर ऑलिगोसैकेराइड पेंटासैकेराइड रहता है और प्रोटीन में एस्पार्जिन अमीनो एसिड रहेगा तो उसमें ऑलवेज एन ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज तैयार होगा. ये पहला कॉन्सेप्ट है. एंड दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, ओ ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज कब तैयार होगा, अगर ऑलिगोसैकेराइड में पेंटासैकेराइड छोड़ के दूसरे कोई भी सैकेराइड अगर रहते हैं, आई मीन अगर ट्राइसैकेराइड रहता है, टेट्रा रहता है, हेक्सा रहता है, हेक्टा कुछ भी रहने दो, पेंटासैकेराइड नहीं रहना चाहिए बट ऑलिगोसैकेराइड का ही टाइप रहना चाहिए. और प्रोटीन में सिराइन थ्रेओनाइन इन दोनों के इंस्टेड में अगर वहां पे सॉरी अगर यहाँ पे पेंटासैकेराइड नहीं रहना चाहिए और एस्पर प्रोटीन में एस्पार्जिन जो है उसके इंस्टेड में सिराइन और थ्रेओनाइन रहना चाहिए, तो यहाँ पे ओ ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज तैयार होगा. समझ में आया? यानी वहां पे एन ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज में ऑलिगोसैकेराइड ऑलवेज मस्ट है पेंटासैकेराइड और प्रोटीन में एस्पार्जिन मस्ट है. और यहाँ पे ऑलिगोसैकेराइड में ओ ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज में ऑलिगोसैकेराइड में पेंटासैकेराइड नहीं होना, कोई भी चलेगा ऑलिगोसैकेराइड पेंटासैकेराइड छोड़ के. और यहाँ पे प्रोटीन में एस्पार्जिन नहीं होना, सिराइन और थ्रेओनाइन होना. समझ में आया? अभी यहाँ पे एक भी क्वेश्चन ये आता है, अगर यहाँ पे सर ऑलिगोसैकेराइड में ओ ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज की बात कर रहा हूं मैं, ऑलिगोसैकेराइड में अगर पेंटासैकेराइड नहीं है, समझ लीजिए, बट सिराइन और थ्रेओनाइन ये भी है और एस्पार्जिन भी है, तो क्या होगा? तो भी ये ओ ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज तैयार करेगा. मींस एस्पार्जिन और पेंटासैकेराइड ये कॉम्बिनेशन तैयार करके ही एन ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज तैयार करते हैं. इसलिए तो in majority of glycoprotein जो मेजर लिंकेज तैयार होते हैं वो कौन से है? O glycosidic linkage. कौन से है? O. Understand? So this is important question and this is important topic regarding its structure and question asked actually already asked in a previous year examination or previous many year examination. So that's I telling you what is the condition for the formation of O glycosidic linkage and what is the condition for the formation of N glycosidic linkage. Understand? Now there is a lot type of glycoprotein present in the body. What happen if this glycoprotein excess? Understand? Our body or any living system is versatile. If they want something, they get from any source. If the material excess in that living system, then they readily eliminate by means of egestion or breakdown of material. Very simple. In this way, what I mean to say, if glycoprotein exceed, then what happen? They digest. So that how the digestion process takes place, here I tell you how the digestion process takes place. Next topic, that is digestion of glycoprotein. Digestion of glycoprotein. Understand? First of all, I tell you one thing. Take one of the glycoprotein example. Take antibody. Okay. For example, this is a antibody. Antibody, which is also called as immunoglobulin, and which is secreted by the plasma cell of B cell. B cell is our immune cell who form the resistance power of the living body, so that in response to antigen means any foreign material, B cell stimulate, it undergo proliferation to produce plasma cell, then plasma cell secrete antibody, which is also called as immunoglobulin. Okay, it is also called as defensive protein. What is it? Defensive protein. Now, no doubt it is glycoprotein, so that is the example of oligosaccharide. Now, question is, what happens if antibody exists in the body? If antibody, immunoglobulin, which is a defensive protein, rise its level in the blood, then what happens? It undergo digestion. But how this digestion takes place? Very simple steps. It is one cell organelle is responsible for this, that is lysosome. Single membranous cell organelle present in the body. So how it is happened? Take example of antibody. I draw one structure. No doubt antibody is a oligosaccharide, so that this glycoprotein oligosaccharide combined form, so that this is a protein form. This is the protein part. Okay, this is the protein part. Then after, this is the oligosaccharide part, protein chain. This is suppose galactose monosaccharide and sialic acid. Okay, this is about the protein part, C, understand, and this is about oligosaccharide. This is the protein part, this is what? Oligosaccharide. So what happened here? Actually, when this antibody excess, this excess antibody, one enzyme is present in the system, that is sialase enzyme. Okay, now what happened? There is a sialase enzyme. This is protein, this is oligosaccharide chain, lactose. This sialase enzyme actually sialic acid. This sialase enzyme actually remove this sialic acid. sialic acid and digest separately. Sialic acid and digest separately by Cialis. This what happened? When this antibody exists, very simple. It takes many days. Okay, it is not the fast process. And in this whole process, though sialic acid is present at the terminal part of this oligosaccharide, it is first of all eliminated out by Cialis enzyme. Then Cialis enzyme digests sialic acid separately. Now, this is what the newly formed, means after the process of Cialis, this remaining chain is present. Remaining glyco, you can say process, process glycoprotein chain is present. Then here, where this digestion process takes place, that is one cell, hepatocyte cell. Suppose this is hepatocyte cell. Hepatocyte, where the hepatocyte cell is present in the liver, right? In the liver, so that in this hepatocyte cell, lysosome cell organelle is present. This is what? Lysosome cell organelle. Okay, so that by means of endocytosis, which process? This process glycoprotein after the enzymatic action of Cialis, by means of endocytosis enter into the cell, enter inside the cell and then in the lysosome. First of all, understand what is meant by endocytosis. Endocytosis means intake of foreign material by the invagination of plasma membrane. That is called endocytosis. And you know endocytosis is of two types, pinocytosis and phagocytosis. Means if the intake material is liquid, then it is called as pinocytosis, and if the intake material is solid, then it is called as phagocytosis. Okay, so that no doubt simple, what is meant by endocytosis? Intake of this material is which process glycoprotein inside the cell and then enter into the lysosome, that is called endocytosis. Understand? Then next, what process or what steps takes place? Actually, the next process takes place in the lysosome. You know, in the lysosome, many hydrolytic enzymes are present. Hydrolytic enzymes, you know, isomerases, liases, oxidoreductases, etc., etc. Okay. So that these hydrolytic enzymes active and its digest these antibody, means glycoprotein. Okay. After complete digestion, you know the whole lysozymic digestion process, whatever the useful material is absorbed by cytoplasm, means after digestion of this glycoprotein, which antibody after digestion, those those material are useful, absorbed by the cytoplasm, and the waste material, unwanted material, eliminated out through this cell, that is called exocytosis. Okay, elimination of this waste material in the form of residual body through plasma membrane is called as exocytosis. Means these terms are very simple, don't be confused. Endocytosis means intake, very simple, inside the cell, and exocytosis means elimination, outtake. Okay, and in this way, in the lysosome, whole digestion takes place. Okay, thereafter, sometimes what happens? Sometimes, for some glycoprotein, hydrolytic enzymes are upset in the lysosome. At that time, these glycoprotein excess, and in this way, excess of glycoprotein form one disease, cause one disease, that is called as oligosaccharidosis. Oligosaccharidosis. Understand what I mean? Sometimes for some glycoprotein, hydrolytic enzymes are absent in the lysosome, so that lysosome unable to digest. So this glycoprotein enter inside the cell by means of endocytosis, enter. But after some time, its number increases, na? That is called excess glycoprotein. So that excess of glycoprotein then cause one disease, that is called oligosaccharidosis. Oligosaccharidosis actually it is not that much hazardous, but if you are not if you ignore such a symptoms, what type of symptoms? It may cause irritation in the urine, means urine related disorder or kidney related disorder may cause, so that if you are ignored to such a type of symptoms, so it may be dangerous for the life. Understand? So this is about what? Oligosaccharide, that's all. So in this way, that is digestion takes place. Now next topic is that function. Now, what is the function? Next one is function of oligosaccharide. Function of oligosaccharide. It's very simple, my dear. It consists of mainly four functions. First one is that it forms the cell surface receptor. What is meant by cell surface receptor? First of all, understand. Suppose this is one of the cell. Okay, this is one of the cell. And this is a receptor. Actually, see, what is the function of this cell surface receptor? I tell you some aspects. Like human body is made up of by trillions of cells. Understand? This cell constitute to form tissue, tissue constitute to form organ and then system. Every cell make communication with other cell. That is called as cell to cell communication. That is called cell to cell communication. Means every cell send signal to other cell or any information to other cell. Suppose this is one of the cell want to send some information to other cell. Suppose this is plant. Actually, it is also happened in the plant cell also. In fact, in all multicellular complex living organism or only multicellular organism, to send any information from one cell to another cell, that is the receptor is required, so that this receptor formation takes place. These receptors are formed by means of oligosaccharide, that is glycoproteinaceous. Which type of? Glycoproteinaceous. Understand? After that, next function, cell to cell adhesion. What is meant by cell to cell adhesion? Adhes, chipakna. Okay, that is, for example, desmosome in animal, that is junction of animal cell. In animal cell, when two cells closer to each other, this plasma membrane form a junction, that is called as desmosome. So that this adhesion also takes place by means of these oligosaccharide, means glycoprotein. Okay, or I telling you, I use term only glycoprotein. Actually, some types of glycolipids are also involved means this function are also applicable to some types of glycolipid, but I told you majority are glycoproteinaceous oligosaccharide present in the living body. Okay, so next, cell to cell adhesion. Okay, next one is that third one, that is for the formation of antigenicity. Antigenicity. Now, what is meant by antigenicity? Understand? See, every living body contains its own resistance power. That is called as immune system. And immune system exhibits one function. It's have one important function. And what is that function? It recognizes self and non-self. Means whatever the present inside the body. Take example of human. If suppose this is skin, boundary. Inside skin, whatever is present, our immune system recognizes as a self. And whatever present outside the body, that is called non-self. What is that? Non-self. So that for antigen means antigenicity. So antigen का antigenicity बनाने के लिए, for the formation of antigenicity in antigen. Now what is meant by antigen? Foreign body. This oligosaccharide play an important role. That's all. And last one, for the formation of antibodies. Okay, you know antibodies are important chemical of living system in all animals, you can say. So that I told you antibodies are produced by B cell, by the proliferation of plasma cell, and actually antibodies destroy antigen by means of various ways. We will discuss in immune system chapter. But these antibodies are glycoprotein and destroy antigen, so that it is also important for us. In this way, these oligosaccharides have consist of its four function important: formation of the cell surface receptor, how I told you, then cell to cell adhesion, then antigenicity, and last one is that antibody. Understand? So my dear students, today we discuss in detail what is meant by oligosaccharide, definition, then after nature, type, structure, and last one is that function. Okay, before stop of my today's video, I want to share one important thing. My dear friend, आज का जो मैंने टॉपिक पढ़ाया हूं ऑलिगोसैकराइड, आई टेलिंग यू इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, जैसे कि जो आपका कंफ्यूजन है मैंने दूर किया हूं कि डाइसैकराइड एकदम ऑलिगोसैकराइड का पार्ट नहीं है, ऐसा मेरा बोलना नहीं है, या मैं एकदम ये भी नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि डाइसैकराइड जो ऑलिगोसैकराइड का पार्ट स्टेट बोर्ड में और एनसीईआरटी में बताया है ये भी गलत है, ऐसा मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूं। बट रिगार्डिंग जो मेरा इंटेंशन है, मेरा जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है और जिस प्रकार का क्वेश्चन टॉपिक के ऊपर आता है उसके आधार पे डाइसैकराइड को हम ऑलिगोसैकराइड से सेपरेट किए हैं और ये लेटेस्ट क्लासिफिकेशन बताया है। अभी डाइसैकराइड ऑलिगोसैकराइड से सेपरेट क्यों हुआ है इसका रीजन भी मैंने पहले ही बताया हूं मेरे वीडियो में, बट और मैं रिपीट करता हूं, एक ही रीजन है क्योंकि डाइसैकराइड ये फ्रीली प्रेजेंट रहता है इन द लिविंग सिस्टम और मोस्ट एबंडेंट है और उसके फंक्शन भी लॉट है, और ऑलिगोसैकराइड ये मोस्टली कंबाइंड फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट रहता है, जो मैंने बताया मोस्टली ग्लाइकोप्रोटीनेशियस फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट रहता है। इसलिए यही एक आधार है जिसके लिए ऑलिगोसैकराइड में 3 to 10 ये क्लासिफिकेशन होता है। अंडरस्टैंड? सो फॉर योर काइंड इंफॉर्मेशन, आप जो पढ़ रहे हो वो भी राइट है और ये जो मैंने पढ़ाया ये आपको बहुत कम लोगों को ये पता रहता है, मींस पता करते हैं। आई मीन इसके रेफरेंस बुक में दिया गया है, अच्छे अच्छे रेफरेंस बुक है, आप पढ़ सकते हो जहां पे ये चीज दी गई है और कहां पे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं ये भी मैंने बताया, जो बहुत ही सिंपल टॉपिक है। Okay, thank you. In this way, today we completed oligosaccharide in detail. In the next video, we will discuss about polysaccharide. Thank you.